What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 was an absolute disaster for CD Projekt Red. Their stock price tanked, they're getting sued by multiple investors, they're facing fines from the Polish government, and maybe more importantly than anything else, they lost a lot of consumer confidence because people had a lot of faith and a lot of trust in CD Projekt Red, and all of that went out the window when it was revealed that they had lied about so many aspects of this game. And one thing that it also brought up was the future of CD Projekt Red. One thing that was supposed to happen was a standalone multiplayer Cyberpunk game. And I, along with many other people, when it was revealed just how flawed and just how rushed and just how many shortcuts they took with building Night City, building the game of Cyberpunk, we had a lot of concerns about this potential multiplayer game. All the bugs, all the glitches that you had in just your single player experience, multiply that by 100 once you have that in some kind of online community, online setting. But now, it looks as though those plans have changed. Look at this headline. CD Projekt has canceled its standalone AAA Cyberpunk multiplayer game. That was pretty shocking to me. That seemed like something that they were dead set on. In fact, they had already told us that they would have microtransactions in this multiplayer game. But now they're coming out and they're saying, hey, we have reevaluated things. That's no longer happening. But that doesn't mean that multiplayer will not happen for Cyberpunk. That doesn't mean that online play won't be a focus for them going forward. In fact, they're doubling down on that, and they're saying that instead, they're focused on incorporating a multiplayer aspect, an online aspect, to all of their franchises, which that should also have you worried. Company is instead focusing on bringing online into all of our franchises one day. CD Projekt Red next AAA title won't be a multiplayer Cyberpunk game as previously planned, its parent company said on Tuesday. As part of a wide-ranging CD Projekt strategy update, President and Joint CEO Adam Kaczynski said the company has reconsidered its plans for the game. Yeah, I probably would too, because there is no way, shape, or form that would be ready to go in a timely fashion. They're still trying to fix this base game, and honestly, they're not even close. They are not ready to incorporate an online multiplayer function in Night City. So they're saying that is on hold for now, that is not happening anymore. CD Projekt suggested in January 2020 that its Cyberpunk multiplayer project would be its own AAA release rather than a Cyberpunk 2077 add-on. And last November, Kaczynski called it a separate dedicated production, a big production. We think about it as a standalone project. However, like I said, they've changed their tune. Previously, we hinted that our next AAA would be multiplayer Cyberpunk game, but we have decided to reconsider this now. Yeah, probably a good decision. Given our new, more systematic and agile approach, instead of primarily focusing on one big online experience or game, we're focusing on bringing online into all of our franchises one day. This is all turning out not looking so great, to be honest. I think CD Projekt Red, obviously their reputation has been tarnished by this whole experience, and now the idea that they are very much moving away from the single-player RPG, although they doubled down on it, it sounds like they're really going to focus on online going forward, which does mean to everyone live service, monetization, all of these things that were not traditionally associated with with CD Projekt Red are likely to be in the future. In a conference call which held after the initial announcement, Kaczynski was asked to confirm which games are currently in CD Projekt Red's development pipeline. He offered the following response. Regarding online, we're changing our approach, so we want to have online in our future games definitely, but step by step. So we're working on specific features enhancing our single-player games, but we're not working on releasing the next game as a big online experience. So we will be enhancing our single-player games with online experiences. A very cagey response, not a very specific response. Returning the subject later, he said, actually, we started working on online components over 2 years ago, and we just continue. The only change is that we continue to work on it not as a main production, but as a supportive production line together with our single-player productions. But we believe that our ideas, once they will be revealed, will be very exciting for gamers as an extra experience in our world which fits our single-player games. He also said, it's too early to talk about monetization. Well, that's crazy because it wasn't too early a year and a half or 2 years ago when you said that there would be monetization, but you'll keep the consumer in mind, right? Same with microtransactions. So you can expect them, of course, and Cyberpunk 2077 is a great setting to sell things, but it won't be aggressive. So it won't upset gamers, but this type of monetization will make it happy. And a lot of people, including myself at the time, defended. I'm like, hey, listen, it's not going to be in Cyberpunk 2077. This is for their separate standalone multiplayer game. Now that's no longer happening. Now the focus is on bringing an online experience to all of their franchises at some point. I don't think that this is very good news if you're someone who liked what CD Projekt Red was doing, because it's very clear that they're moving away from that. They try to say to people, hey, don't worry, we're still the same old CD Projekt Red. Everyone knows that's not the truth. They're even expanding. They were laden down with crunch. Their employees crunched for years to get Cyberpunk in the state it was, and they recently bought, what was it? What did they recently buy? God, maybe it's not in this article. They recently bought a different company. Here it is. CD Projekt Red said on Tuesday it has struck a deal to acquire Digital Scapes, a Vancouver-based development studio, which contributed to Dying Light and more recently Cyberpunk 2077. So they are trying to expand. They are getting bigger. They're trying to say, let's stress here, CD Projekt Red makes a single-player story-driven AAA RPGs. That is not changing. What is changing is our long-term approach to online. And by this we mean ensuring we are properly prepared to implement online elements in our game when they make sense. We don't want to go overboard or lose our single-player DNA. We'll see. I have effectively zero faith in CD Projekt Red at this point. I got a lot of flack when I came out months before Cyberpunk release, and I said, listen, they're lying to you about this. This is bad news. There are bad things coming with this game. A lot of people didn't want to listen to me. It turns out that I was pretty right when it comes to all of that. I do think that the people that are running CD Projekt Red, as far as the executives, the CEO, all these people, they are cagey. They lie through their teeth a lot. They mislead. They do anything they can to assuage their investors. I still think there's a lot of good people there, the developing team, all of those people. But the executives at the top, you can't trust a fucking word they say. So now they're canceling their multiplayer game, but they still want online multiplayer in all their franchises. What the fuck does that even mean? I guess we'll see. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.